Hey guys, what's up? It's Sky. So, I'm going to make a warning on this video. The reason why is we are going to talk about a very specific subject that happened. And it's about the award show. Yes, that award show. And about the word that was used. And no, we're not going to use the word. But if you know what award show we're referring to and the word that was used, and you feel kind of iffy about this, then move right along. But if you know what I'm talking about and you feel okay with the subject, then you can watch it. But if for some reason this makes you feel iffy for some reason, then you can stay. Okay, you're here? Great. Okay, so this is what we're here to talk about. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because, well, for two reasons. One, you probably saw my last video that I posted, and it was kind of weird, right? That all I mentioned was, hey, your Tourette's happened at my time of the show, and it made no sense whatsoever how I started the show, right? It seemed like it was edited kind of weirdly. Well, it was, because a comedian that I'm not going to name, I know who it is, because I talked to this comedian after the show, decided to make a joke off of the award show and yelled that exact word during my set. I didn't know who it was at the time because the way the lights hit me, I can't see past the first like 3 rows. That was the clip after the word was said, and that's how I played it off, because I honestly did not know how to play it off. As you can see, yes, I'm a person of color, just not that color. I'm South Korean. Yes, I'm that comedian who makes the jokes about being North Korean, Kim Jong-un's love child. Yes, that thing. But I've never really been called that. I've been called nigger-knees, but that's it. I did not know how to feel. I did not know how to react. And I literally had 5 minutes on set. That was the first maybe 30 seconds, if that. I did not know how to react at all. And lots of emotions happened in the first 30 seconds of my set. And I didn't want to show that. I'm not going to lie, I was very uncomfortable. And the comedian that did it did not mean to throw me off. And they apologized after. But they were trying to, as they said, kind of mess with people during their sets, and they made it a fun atmosphere. They always make it a fun atmosphere. But in that particular situation, I'm not going to lie, I did not know what to do. So that is the sequence after the word was said. Now, why am I bringing this up though? Because I did see the video of the actual incident. Only my dog. The actual incidents of the actual saying of the word. And so what do I feel? Okay. We're going to break this down into 2-3 parts, depending on how this goes. So first, the word being said. Okay? No. I understand the word was said in front of 2 people of color. I understand. Number 2, the person has Tourette's, has had it like 44 years. Does it excuse, number 3, having Tourette's and saying a racial slur? In my opinion, no. You can have Tourette's. You can say things. I've seen people with Tourette's. I've met people with Tourette's say things. But it does not excuse using a racial slur, in my opinion. Other people can have an opinion, but you also have to understand Tourette's as a whole. And I think people are forgetting that. And again, it does not excuse, and I'm going to say this 1,000 more times in this goddamn video, it does not excuse the saying of the racial slur. I do not think it excuses the racial slur being said. It does not. I don't think he should have said it. Can he stop it though? No, because again, how Tourette's works is involuntary, meaning he does not have control of what is being said. That's why a lot of times when people have Tourette's, not all the time, but a lot of times, it's involuntary movements, it's involuntary speech, so they can't control it. I am not a person who has knowledge of Tourette's. I just know what I have learned. So again, I am not an expert on this situation. But I do not think it excuses by any means using a racial slur. He was very aware that there were 2 people of color, 2 black men on stage. He could have used any word, and he chose that word. Well, he didn't choose. Again, he didn't choose that word, but that's the word that was spoken. Again, I'm pretty sure he apologized. But again, it does not excuse using the hard R. But you have to understand how Tourette's is, how the disability is, and how it is involuntary. But again, it does not excuse using the hard R, and a lot of people do not understand. I've seen comments, I've seen people thinking he's done it on purpose. You have to understand the disability of Tourette's, and that is involuntary. As much as he wanted to hold back, it's like holding a sneeze back. In a sense, you can't control it. If you're going to sneeze, you're going to sneeze. If you're going to have a tick, you're going to have a tick. You can't control it. That's the best way to explain it without going through it every day. Now, will somebody with Tourette's explain it better? Yes, because I don't have Tourette's, so I do not live with Tourette's every day. I do not live with the tics every day. But I am very glad the gentleman who lives with it for 44 years did not only apologize, but expresses remorse for doing it and isn't trying to make excuses. But he is very aware that, yes, he probably shouldn't have said that. But again, people are not understanding that Tourette's is involuntary, meaning he cannot control it. As much as he would like to, he cannot. But again, the racial slur shouldn't have been said, but it is involuntary, meaning he cannot control it. Does that make him inherently racist? No, because it's like not being able to control it. It's not like somebody who can control being a racist and is racist. There's a difference between the two. Now, I bring back my situation. The room full of people did not get the joke at all. I got the joke. I genuinely was very confused why it was said to me, because I had never been called. I'd been close to being called it, like with the A and Anise. I don't like saying the word even, but and I was very confused, and that's the reaction you get. So I kind of played it off, but in my head I was very confused and very uncomfortable on stage, and I kind of just had to play it off. That's why that set's very if you were prickly, and I kind of had to just rear off and keep going. And then I talked to the person I talked to after. I'm like, I don't know who yelled it out, and they told me, and I was like, okay. But yeah, so I never thought I was gonna have to make a video about this, to be honest. And quite frankly, this is not a subject matter that I thought I was going to have to talk about, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm talking about it, but at the same time, it makes you wonder as well. Somebody did ask me at one point, is there a racial, is there a slur for for Asians? Well, I don't know about for me, for South Koreans or for Asians in the whole, but we do have our own racial slurs, and I'm not going to say it online, obviously, because I don't want people to know it, but it starts with the letter O, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it, because I don't want it to be out there and get myself flagged for hate speech, but just O. And it's just it for me, it's offensive to me personally. I don't like it. Now, there might be other Asians who don't get offended by it. Personally, I get offended by it. It is the equivalent to me of being called the hard R. Now, there are other Asians who might not get offended by it, but to me, I do get offended by it. That is the hard R version of that. So, just a little PSA for those who might not know. So I hope this was educational. I hope you guys understand. But again, the need to know. So thanks, guys. Bye.